This is a fun one. So, Patrick Bet-David recently had Andrew Tate on. Andrew Tate is back in America for the first time, I think, in like 2 or 3 years. Um, and so he interviewed Bet-David. He asked him a few things. But one of the topics that was interesting was when Zelensky, J.D. Vance, and Trump met in the Oval Office talking about the ceasefire and all the stuff with Ukraine and Russia. Tate had an interesting opinion on European leaders and all this stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys the clip here, and then we'll get into it.
Zelensky, I would argue that he was told by European elites that Trump is against this war and Trump is talking to Putin, and they probably told him that Trump is a bully and Trump likes to bully people, and you have to look strong in front of Trump. Don't be afraid of him. If you stand up to a bully, it puts them in their place, and you're the leader of a country now at war, and you have to show them that you're a strong leader. If you add in second language frustration and incompetence, you get a scenario like the one we just saw. So I think Zelensky was hyped up and told to stand up to a bully. You add in the fact he's speaking in his second language and doesn't truly understand English. You add in the fact he's nervous and incompetent. You add in the fact he's likely a drug addict. And you have the train crash we just saw there. That's what I think happened.
Where are you getting the drug addict component?
I have to go back to Romania on March 23rd, and the Ukrainians operate heavily inside of Romania. I don't want to catch a bullet. If I do catch it, it's them. But I think everybody knows he's a cocaine addict.
Really?
Look at
Zelensky. Yeah, there was clips about him on this as well.
He's geeking out all the time.
Yeah,
he's heavily cocaine addicted.
There was clips about him.
I mean, it's easy to be cocaine addicted. You're hiding in the bunker. There's a contingent of your own country who want you dead. The Russians want you dead. Now the Americans want you dead. The Europeans are promising you things, but the Europeans are femme-centric. The Europeans are run by women. And when I say run by women, I get this confused often. I often say that this is femininity that is destroying it. Europe is run by femininity. And when I say that, they'll say, Keir's not a woman. No, but he's not a man, is he? When I'm talking about women, I'm talking about the female mindset versus the masculine mindset. And feminism and the European state, they always say, we don't hate men. Look, Keir's a man, but he's not masculine. They hate men who act masculine. Yeah. They like the men who act like girls because they're eunuchs. They like the eunuchs and the girls. They don't like the real masculine men. Yeah. And there's not a single leader in Europe which is a masculine man. Europe is a feminine continent. And the problem with femininity as a whole is that as their emotions change, their obligations change. It's the masculine imperative to make a promise and make a pact. And even if your emotions change, you stick to your word. That is masculine. Female is, I love you so much right now. I'll never do everything for you. I'll die for you because I love you. As soon as she stops loving you, everything's out the window. Nothing matters. Her words don't matter. All that matters are her feelings. The problem that Zelensky has now is his allies are women, which means right now they feel like helping him, which means they'll make him a whole bunch of promises. They mean what they say. They're not lying. They mean it right now. But when their feelings change, everything changes. Before you know it, he's in an apartment in Berlin, hiding from the FSB. He's going to catch a bullet, and he knows it. And that's why he's under pressure. That's why he's reacting like he did. Only the Americans could have negotiated and bargained for his safety.
Wait, you're...
Okay, I can go first.
Go for it. Okay, we don't necessarily agree with this guy's morals, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, he's got a
very
lot of
famous
bad crap.
guy, one of the most Googled guys on the planet for a while. We don't necessarily agree with his morals, or even part of the ways he was bringing up the narrative. I also don't want to say I agree with, where he's kind of painting a feminine mindset versus a masculine one, where like men, a very masculine thing is they stay true to their word. Which I think that's true, but I also think that can be true on the other end.
Everyone lies.
Everyone can lie, but I don't like painting this picture as though, but the feminine mindsets, they don't stay true to the word. It's all emotional, and I do think women are emotional creatures. Except I just
more emotional.
Yeah, more emotional creatures. I think men are too, but I don't like the picture he's painting of that. This is like. Women are going to be lying when they tell you they're going to do something. So I don't like the picture he painted, but I do agree with every other point he said in that clip. So.
Yeah, when you see that clip, when I first saw it, I'm like, he's telling the truth. When you see these European leaders, what happened with the Zelensky fight or debate, the issue that happened with Donald Trump in the Oval Office, he got spanked by Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. So the dad, if you will, the man, spanked Zelensky. Trump.
And Papa Vance.
Papa Vance. And then he goes to the European presidents and prime ministers, and he goes and gets coddled by a bunch of women, by those leaders. And that's the picture that I see. When you see them, even in the Oval Office, all these prime ministers, presidents, if you see, including Trudeau, When you see Trudeau sitting in that yellow chair versus Donald Trump, you see a man versus a woman. When you even see the Prime Minister of England, you see a woman versus a man. They just seem, I can't even believe that they're leaders. When I just look at them, their body language, their mannerisms, it's so feminine.
It's actually a lot of coddling. Everything I've even heard, like Justin Trudeau do, or a lot of feminine leaders I've seen in the past do, is it's a lot of coddling. It's a lot of coddling. Even the thing we were talking about earlier, versus they view things as oppressed or they're oppressing me or whatever. They're talking to people like that though, in every way.
Right.
Everything they say, it's like super feminine, and then they'll do like these fake charades like Canada doesn't we stand up for ourselves. We're like this kind of crap. It's like, dude, no, you're not. You're losing. You're gonna give Trump what he wants in 2 seconds, bro.
No, that literally happened with the Canada tariff negotiations. Yes. Like he was like, "We're gonna stand up for Canada. We're not gonna back down. He's gonna have to fight with us or something." And then within 4 hours, they made.
Dude, you think some masculine trucker guy is just sitting, like an actual masculine, like hardworking family man is sitting there in Canada listening to this clip, being like, "Oh yeah, I believe this guy." No, like there's no way.
They're not.
They're not like, yeah.
Could I have a real leader speak on my behalf?
Yeah.
But that's who they voted. That's who they're voting in Canada. They're voting in these guys. In Europe, they're voting in these guys that are just wimps. They have no backbone, no conviction. They're a bunch of salesmen that can talk. And that's pretty much it. And they can coddle. So that's what's going on in that clip. It's actually a great clip. And he said it so well.
But yeah,